How are you? I hope you are doing well. I am Mama D. Welcome to 1111 Tarot. All right, you guys. So before we get going with the divining rods and get into the case a little deeper of the Moscow Four, the Idaho Four that were murdered. Um, so we got our spirit box and we did a session, and the spirit box was about 30 minutes of an hour-long session. Um, and I'm working on it. And oh, I can't wait to share with you. Like, what we do is we're going to go through and we're going to do our little sessions on each case. Okay. And some of you can't handle that noise. I totally agree that that is the most obnoxious noise I've ever heard. I get it. And so you don't have to sit through the whole thing for day, the whole hour, whatever it is, because I downloaded it once the live is running. It still has the chat on it, okay? But what I'm doing is I'm listening to the entire thing and I'm pulling out when we get a response. So the question gets asked and then I let it run till we get the response. And then when it's just static for 4 minutes, I simply cut that out till then get the next question. And if there's an answer, I always get that set up. And then I'm just connecting them all together. And I'm adding what I think it says. And then that way you can rewind it, listen again, and then you can let me know once that video releases. It'll be tomorrow because I am so fascinated by it. There are some direct answers, and that is just beautiful. And there's somewhere I didn't know what was being said, but you can hear it somebody. So I put question marks for you guys to sort that out. And so that will be uploaded tomorrow. So if you can kind of stand it enough to get through like a 20-minute thing, I think that you'll find that very interesting. So, but I am expanding because I feel like that's what we're here to do on the planet, is to learn and acquire new abilities and to share old abilities, such as, I don't like sharing that I have any understanding at all on astrology, because somebody will be like, "You want to do my chart?" And I'm like, "Not really." It's like asking somebody to do your taxes for you. It's so in depth and it can be tedious. And it's like, oof. So, we have to just kind of explore a little bit, get ourselves way out there. So, the rods themselves are very new to me, but the energy is the same as the cards because I'm in constant contact with my angels. I stay in contact with my angels all day, every day, even when I'm sleeping. All right, my beautifuls. With that, I'm going to say hello to a couple people and then we're going to jump into the divining rods and you can ask yes or no questions. And then I'm going to leave my glasses on so that I can see your questions. Hopefully. Hopefully, that's pretty small. Wish there was a way to enlarge the phone screen, right? Hello, Jessica. How are you? Joan Harkin, good to see you. You're ready? Michelle P., Mary, Willow, Lee. You weren't there on the last one, but I got your present. I love it. I'm going to be putting it right above the fire. Well, it's a fake fireplace. That's really my TV. We're going to put it right above there. Do y'all see what it says? It warmed my heart so much. It says, Mama D, I love you to the moon and back to infinity and beyond. Love from Lee. Oh, thank you, beautiful. And also, did everything. This is metal and it reflects my lights, so you might see it like illuminate weird. The aperture will change on the camera. Um, so that was awesome. That was awesome. So our puppies, our boys might be coming home on Friday or Saturday or Sunday because Mama's done nursing them, so they're weaning the puppies. We have no choice, they said. So we'll see how that goes. All right, take a deep breath. Let's get started. Where does Jack D work or what does he do? Okay, you guys, the divining rods can't carry on a whole conversation. There are no words. So you have to ask yes or no questions in order for me to be able to understand what the answer is. But first, let's go ahead and get the energy involved from spirit, because that is what guides me, is pure love. Okay? Archangel Michael, please protect me and everybody here as we go for the highest good of those involved in this case. Protect me from all spiritual and physical weapons, that none should prosper or manifest against me. Thank you. Forward facing, and thank you. All right, you guys. Can you please show me a firm no? Thank you. When I acknowledge that I've received the answer, could you go to forward facing? Thank you. Can you show me a firm yes, please? I thank you so very, very much. There's no hurrying the divining rods either. They're at their divine timing. Let me just hit this arrow so that we catch up on chat. Rhiannon wants to know, is the murderer still? Thank you. Is the murderer still in Moscow? No. A firm no. Thank you. Which Jack, love? Natural Healing is asking, was Jack in the house the evening of the murder? No. Thank you. You got to be more specific. Like, give me a last initial if there's more than one, y'all. Was Jack D mad that Kaylee was moving to Texas? No. Lauren wants to know, was there only one killer? I'm getting a firm yes. Baby girl wants to know, is the killer in Washington State? I get a firm no. Thank you. Harriet wants to know, was Jack jealous of Maddie? I don't take that one off, Lee. I get a yes. Jack was jealous of Maddie according to the divining routes. Oh, good question. JWK wants to know, does the killer have an injury to his hands? I get a no. Thank you. Did the killer injure themselves? I have a rephrase the question. Thank you. Was Madison the target? I get a no. Thank you. Was Ethan the target? Rephrase the question. Thank you. Is there more than one target? Firm yes. Thank you. S. Hagen wants to know, was the killer wearing gloves? I have a firm yes. Thank you. Kathy wants to know, were both Ethan and Zaina the targets? Gretchen, stop. I get a firm yes. Thank you. Ruby Blue wants to know, does the killer live in the same neighborhood? My nose is itching. I'm going to rephrase it. Did the killer live in the same neighborhood? I'm still getting a rephrase the question. RJ Second Chance is asking, was this a serial killer? I am getting a no. Thank you. Is the killer a neighbor? I'm getting a no. Thank you. Did the killer live in the house at any time? I'm getting a no. Thank you. I got this once to know, did the killer live in the frat house that they went to that night? We have to rephrase the question. Thank you. Was this an ex-frat member? Okay, firm yes. Forward facing, please. Truth train. And Gretchen just jumped down onto the floor. I've got enough energy for one more question, y'all. Make it a good one. Lee McKenna, thank you for the gift. And you want to know, will he do this again? Will the killer do this again? It cannot be answered at this time. It is up to free will. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to drop them. Okay, you guys, that's all Mama D's got. Like, you don't know the energy it takes. Oh, you have to sit perfectly still. And you just have to totally relax and sit still. And I'm a Gemini. I had to sit still. I couldn't even use my hands to talk with. Oh, thank you so incredibly much for all the very interesting questions. Very good questions. Like, I wasn't reading all the questions. I was just allowing spirit to guide me to the one I would see, and I would just read it. So if you didn't get your question asked, it will happen. It will happen. Give it time. It's not something we can do all at once. Um, I don't feel this is going to be solved overnight. I don't. I hope it is. I pray it is. But something tells me it's a little bit more in depth, because if it is a stranger, okay, then this person has very little reason, very little motive, and that puts a huge distance between us connecting the dots. And if this is somebody very familiar to these victims, their DNA is already established all over the house. So how do you put a finger on them and go, why is your DNA in this person's room? So I think this is very much going to be difficult to pull out the meaning of everything. And it's going to take us time to dig it all out, you know? Thank you, Miss Pudding. Thank you, Lee McKenna and Baby Girl and Valerie. I got this. Beastly B, Harriet. Let's see who else. Lady Tidy. Nikki B, good to see you. Ruby Blue. Revenue. I always have a hard time saying your name, beautiful. Rev. I just call you Rev. Sam and Wendy, much love to you as well. And Diva, did we figure out who the target was? I don't know. I'm leaning with the astrology, with the rods reading, and my gut. Okay, if I just let it all go, everything's telling me that it's Zaina and Ethan. But the logical part of me. Like that's spiritually what I feel. All right. So then there's a logical side of Mama D where I'm like, all right, that killer came in through that sliding glass door and he took out all witnesses as he went down to take out Ethan, who heard the screams, got out of his bed. The killer meets him at the bottom of the stairs, takes Ethan out. And then, of course, Zaina's got the defensive wound because she's waking up to Ethan being killed. So she's got that. And then the killer's out the door. But that'll be different by tomorrow. The logical part just swims and swims and swims. The astrology part, the rods, tarot cards are all kind of like trying to get me to understand something. So what I see, okay, is so strange. And I'm going to describe the killer to you guys because Ethan showed me the face. So this man has bony features and he's young. So I don't know how to explain that, but like he's got super cheekbones and he's got blondish reddish hair. It's kind of long, like here. He kind of looks strung out, like he's like, and his hair's curly, like stringy, and he's blondish reddish hair. And he's the kind of guy that I see as Eddie Haskell. Like, hey, yeah. So that's what Ethan kind of showed me. And then he kept showing me this mask. Well, now we have a mask. Now, what Ethan was showing me was exactly the mask I'm seeing, only it was clear enough for me to tell that this dude had blue eyes. And that is what Ethan was seeing as the blue eyes. But what we're seeing in those ring things is the same mask, only it's black. So I don't know why it's black in the photos and why Ethan showed me the clear mask. But remember how I told you it fit the face exactly? Well, that was all days before we knew about this dude running around with this mask, right? So Ethan was showing me it see-through, I think, to try to show me what he could make out or what he could describe as features is all I can think of. But this dude has some weird ass hair. Okay? Like, you can tell he's got money because he's like real sleazy, but everybody seems to put up with him. Like, I can see him with like a cigar almost, and he's like 20, and he's like, yeah, it'll be that way. We'll see about that. I don't know. But this mask that I saw represents the chiseled part of this dude's real face. So I can't explain it. It's very bony, like it's trying. This is like if y'all were drawing this out and you were the artist, the sketch artist, you'd think I was crazy. So he's got heavier eyebrows, but he's all Irish looking to me. Like he's like the punk you're gonna see on Harry Potter knocking you off your broom. He's the a-hole that does that. And he thinks he's funny all the time. But nobody thinks he's funny. They put up with this dude. And he's a hothead. Wow, that came out of all of that? All right. Chiseled. Phantom ether. Phantasmic ether. Yes. Chiseled face. Clapped in jaws. Yes. Like he's gauntly. No, not a narrow face. Kind of like Joker. The Joker! Remember, we keep getting comic, we get joke. The Joker. That's what he reminds me of. Like, take all the Joker makeup off. That effed up hair he's got that's like cut like a bob down here, but it's curly. It's totally the Joker. Like, I feel like the guy's mouth is too big, literally, for his face. I haven't been doing a lot of looking at pictures lately. Maybe I should. I don't know. I don't know. All right, beautifuls. I'm gonna go get warm because I am chilly. I have used a lot of energy today, and I'm gonna curl up with my blanket. I'm gonna pop some popcorn, and I'm gonna start back in the middle. I'm at 11 minutes and like 15 seconds into it. It's gonna be about 20 minutes long, and we caught some true voices. Like some are undeniable, some are direct answers, and as clear as I'm talking to you. And what I did is I slowed it to half speed, and then I turned the volume up. And so I put instructions on there. You're going to need to invest in a little set of earbuds, okay? Even if you get them from the out of the bubble gum machine, something to put in your ear to be able to hear this. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to hear it as clear. Now I'm taking the time to really, really pay attention and make sure that I understand it. If I don't understand it, I'm putting little question marks. And you guys show your love. It's Christmas time. I had a little thing I had to take care of, so it got kind of tight around here. So support me. The cards are at 20% off. This is the mystery deck, the 1111 mystery deck, and you can download it anywhere that holds any kind of 8.5 by 11 paper. You can print it. And if you buy the little card stock at Walmart, makes perfect cards. All right. So show your love to me, please. I love you guys to the moon and back. Thank you all so much for sharing your beautiful love, your beautiful energy with me. And I will see you again very soon. Watch for the EVP. Well, it's not EVP, it's a spirit box session. So I will be releasing that probably tomorrow because I'm sure I'm not going to put it down. So with that, I love y'all. I truly do. I love ya to the moon and back. Bye, my beautifuls.